Hello again, I am Blunty. Now this is going to be partly one of those what's in my gear bag kind of videos because I'm shooting an event this weekend, IEM, Intel Extreme Masters, big esports thing. I'll be doing some sponsored stuff from there. Keep an eye on the Twitters and stuff for those kind of details. I think there's also a competition. Anyway, follow on Twitter, do the thing. But I needed a new camera bag. Not because I wanted a new camera bag, because my old one's starting to fall apart. My old messenger bag style thing that I used to carry my day pack with, or my what do they call it? Daily carry. That's what the hipsters call them. My daily carry bag. My bag that has the stuff in it I need daily. It's my daily carry. I wanted a new bag, so I got this one. And if you're a camera nerd, you might recognize it. You might be thinking to yourself, that's the Ona bag. That's the Bowery. Very popular choice for photographers and things because, well, it's leather and it's nice and it's a great size for just enough for a camera body and a few lenses and accessories and things like that. But it's not the Bowery from Ona. This is, as near as I can tell, basically a clone or a knockoff. It may very well come out of the same factory for all I know. They both come out of China. This is the MegaGear MG1331. Link to the Amazon thing in the down below, of course, as usual. But I really quite like it. And for a leather camera bag, it's appropriately padded, has the dividers and everything. Not only is it really nice, but it seems to be fantastic value as well. So I thought I'd make a video telling you all about it. So let's start by talking about the gear I'll be shooting at the event, and then how all of that gear fits in here, and why it's the perfect size and the perfect bag, and why from here on in this is going to be my kind of event shooting bag when I just want to carry just a little bit, because bad back, you got to carry as little as possible, you know what I mean? Let's get to it. Right, I've been trying to concentrate on doing fancier edits, so shall we do the, what should we do, a walk-off, or a fade, or a slide, or, I'll do the Jedi slide. Check this out. That work for you? That was a bit dumb, wasn't it? I'm starting to like it. This isn't the fade you're looking for. So this is basically the rig as I'll be using it on the day. I'm going to be shooting pretty much entirely in handheld. There's a couple of things I might need a tripod shot for, but I'm using the iPhone for that because we've got a very lightweight solution for that. We'll get to that though. But camera, nice little new wrist strap thing I'm using here. I just got these. It's quite nice. It's a canvas, a kind of cloth thing. Quite comfortable to use. Little crossbar up the top there with the mic and the light. I've actually got a mic splitter on this. What I'm going to be doing is this is a special cable that will run this mic into the right channel and whatever we've got plugged into here, which will be the lapel mic I'm currently using, that's why it's not on the screen, into the left channel. So that way I can get two different microphones into the one recording, and in editing I can just pick which one I want because neither of the mics are stereo, so it doesn't matter that they're only going into a mono channel each. So little pro tip there. I've used this trick a couple of times in the past and it's really quite handy. So first lens, this is the Yongnuo 50mm f1.8. It's a Canon mount lens, so it's going through a speed booster. Link in the down below area to a review of the speed booster. It's about $200 odd, and it's fantastically good value for the money. It effectively makes this lens around about a 70mm lens in terms of full frame field of view, at about f1.3 or something. I think the math works out. So it gives me quite a shallow depth of field and should be quite a nice sort of semi-portrait look for some people shots and some close-up work and things like that. For going a little bit wider, I've got this, which is another new lens in my collection. This is the Mikey 25mm f1.8, a little fully manual lens there. It's got quite a nice look to it. Haven't used it much, only just got it. It's one of those little cheapo lenses you get off Amazon for about, I think it was about $100 or thereabouts, 80, 90, something like that. Link in the down below area so you can check it out yourself. Really nice feeling lens. It's heavy and weighty and sort of metal body and stuff like that, but fully manual, as I'll be using this fully manual too because the autofocus on this Yongnuo lens is not the best even when on a native mount, and going through the speed booster it makes this autofocus basically useless, so I'll be manually focusing that. I've also got here the Panasonic Leica 15mm, which I will be using manual focus as well because why not, using everything else manual focus, but autofocus when I need to do camera facing stuff because I'm filming myself, and autofocus is the best way to make sure I can get my face in focus. I'll be using my phone app. Stand back from the camera, use the phone app to tap focus on my face, lock the focus off, and away you go. I've also got a little super wide angle lens on here just to, because this is a very good lens, right? These two lenses, cheapo lenses with a very sort of a little bit softer look. So what I'm going to do is use, oh that needs to cleanse a thumbprint right there. Use this sort of $30 or $40, whatever it was back in the day, wide-angle adapter lens on here to sort of reduce the quality of this lens, to make the look from this lens look a little bit softer, give me a little bit more distortion around the edges and a little softer around the edges and things like that, to sort of more closely match what I'm going to get for these lenses. Also, because this is 15mm, it will let me do handheld to camera pieces with a decent field of view. Otherwise, the native 15mm or 30mm in 35mm terms isn't quite wide enough for me to hold the camera out in front of me and do a talkie to camera bit. So all that said, let's break this down, slam it into the bag, and I'll show you just how much gear I've got in this. We're going to pack the bag and then unpack it again to show you what's in there and how I've got it packed and things like that, because people like seeing that sometimes. So, ready for this? And there we are, one complete studio in a box. Well, not studio, there's no way to edit stuff, although of course I could cram my phone into the back pocket there, eh? And that was already unzipped. Cram my phone back there. I could edit on the phone, I've done that before. But this right here is the MegaGear MG1331 genuine leather messenger bag for mirrorless, instant and DSLR cameras in brown. It also comes in black and blue, but the brown one clearly looks the best and it smells great too. It's actually real leather and everything. Now I had to get this bag, well I didn't have to get the bag. I've been wanting to get a new camera bag for a while, but I had to get this one specifically for IEM because the location that the event is taking place in has some very annoying and specific rules about what kind of bag and how big a bag you can take with you onto the area where the show takes place. This isn't IEM's fault, this is the actual location itself. And basically what the rules say is no backpacks at all of any size. I don't know why backpacks are so dangerous and problematic for them. And any other bag has to be less than 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters. So let's have a look here. And hey, look at that, exactly 30 centimeters. And of course, less than that in the other dimension. So hooray, I can carry this bag on the show floor. Last year when I went, I did get away with using my backpack because I was there with Intel and I pulled the old, don't you know who I am, I'm here for Intel, you know, the big sponsors of the event that are spending gajillions of dollars and are paying you this weekend for being here, Mr. Security Guard, Rent-A-Cop. But I barely got away with that, so this is what I'm going for this year, a bag that complies with their idiotic restrictions so I can just carry my gear, do my job properly, have all my lenses, my mics, my battery and all that sort of stuff without having to fill up my pockets or anything like that. So, on the outside first, this right here, this is the lav I'm actually wearing at the moment, the V-Lav from Deity, and I'm going to tell you more about this mic in an upcoming video because I actually got this sent in for review along with the other mic, the shotgun mic, which you've already seen. But I was reviewing this and the other mic, and also the light came in from Aputure, Deity's sister company basically. But on the side pocket here, I've got a little backup battery thingamabob doodler with a couple of USB ports on the front there, so I can do the phone and the light or whatever at the same time if I need to. And on the other side here, I've got a little standout thing on the little legs on the other side, I should say. And those go along with all the stuff in the guts here. So I've got this, which is a little selfie pole thing, which I got with a Insta360. I never actually reviewed that because it was a piece of crap. The camera just went away. But this is the longest selfie pole I've got, fully extended. It comes up to about 140 centimeters off the floor or something like that. Not quite as tall as a useful eye-level tripod, but good enough to get me out of trouble with some stuff if I use the camera phone on top, my iPhone on top is the word I'm looking for. You know, get those legs on the bottom there, stand it up tall, and with the mounts that I can use the iPhone in, I can get sort of a tripod standing shot and then do the handheld stuff with the other camera and use it to cut in bits and pieces. That's the plan anyway, but here is the other microphone, the V-Mic D3 Pro from Deity. I've heard some great things about this microphone. We've got a little knob. Actually, I'm not even going to go through it. I'm going to review it. I'll tell you all about it in the review. Subscribe if you haven't already. There's going to be a review coming for that, but I've heard good things. There's a little crossbar thing that I've mounted up so I can have the light and the mic on top of the camera at the same time with the absolute minimum amount of additional weight and bulk. I keep coming back and forth on whether or not to invest in a camera cage for my GH5, and I just can't quite pull the trigger on it yet. It seems like a lot of money for what they actually are and how much I'll be using it, but that's the solution for that. Then we've got this right here, which is a little clamp. I forget who makes this clamp. I think this was Joby. There it is. It's on the thing. Joby. Joby make this little clamp here, which is quite nice. So I can clamp on my iPhone. It's nice and padded and everything. This little clutch mechanism is really strong. And it's got a little 1/4-20 on there. And also I've got a little ball top thing up top here for the light, which is, if I can pull that out here, there we go, the magnetic diffuser's come off. Now this light I've reviewed before, this is the Aputure AM9, so I can whack that on there, so I have a nice little light to go along with the phone on top of the tripod or monopod setup, so away we go there. Now the main rig, another thing that I'll be reviewing quite soon, this is another light from Aputure, the mics in this came in at the same time. And I've actually had to tape on the diffusers because these diffusers are normally held on magnetically, but for a run and gun, I mean that's fine for setting up in a studio environment, things like that, but for run and gun on a show floor, I was afraid these things might pop off and get lost a bit easy, so I used a bit of electrical tape and just taped it on there, so no matter how much I bump it and thump it, the diffusion is not going to come off there, so that's real nice. Keep an eye out for the review video on that, but I've already played around with it a bit and I'm very, very impressed with it. Alright, that just leaves the camera and the lenses, so you can see there, pouch in the middle for the lenses, nice fit, pouch on the end there for the camera with the lens attached, the shortest of the lenses because that's the way I've got the pouches arranged. And in the front panel, or pocket I should say, not panel, spare battery of course, never go shoot an event without at least one spare battery. There's a little splitter, USB-C type cable for charging up either the microphone or the light. I wish my GH5 would charge up by USB, and also of course I need the dongle for the iPhone just in case I needed to use either this mic or the lav mic that I'm using on the iPhone for whatever reason. Sometimes I use the iPhone as a recording body pack so I can record clean audio without having to have a cable actually running to the camera. That's useful on show floor sometimes because people will walk in front of your camera and the tiny little microphone cables, they often don't see them and they trip over them and pull my camera over, and I've ruined a few cords because people are jerks and they have no situational awareness. But there you go, that is the what is the name of the damn thing here? MegaGear MG1331. A very we'll call it a tribute to the Ona bag, which was more than twice the price of this one. And so, I mean, I've already taken this on a couple of photo walks around the place, and it feels nice and robust. There's nothing sort of cheap feeling about it. All the metal bits are a nice and solid feeling, and they've got sort of fake patina on them and everything to make them look a bit hipstery and things like that. But the leather feels good, smells good, the stitching seems good, so I think I'm going to be happy with that little bugger right there. Currently on Amazon for about 85 bucks. I don't think you'll beat the kind of value you get from that. I really quite like it. Book ending, by the way. Remember how the cold opening of the last video I was complaining about my beat up old hat? Got a new one today. Used my hat. You like it? I like it. Jacket's new too. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. The microphone's clipped to it. My bad. Do the things where you go, the thumb and the subscribe and the bell and the social media and stuff. Please.